What's up, everybody? This is Josh from Free Indeed, and this is the channel where we talk about what a Christ-centered biblical recovery process looks like. And in today's video, we are going to talk about the exercise or practice of what's called benevolent detachment. And you may be asking yourself, what in the heck is benevolent detachment? Well, benevolent detachment is an exercise or practice that was developed by an author named John Eldredge, who's written several books. Wild at Heart is one. Resilient is one that I just got done reading not too long ago, which is great. And then the book that we're going to be referencing in this video is called Get Your Life Back, which I will leave a link in the description for an Amazon purchase of that book. So what in the heck does benevolent detachment mean? Well, John Eldredge says this about benevolent detachment. He says, mature adults have learned how to, mature adults, I know that's something that we're all striving for. Mature adults have learned how to create healthy distance between themselves and the thing they have become entangled with. Thus the word detachment. It means getting untangled, stepping out of the quagmire. It means peeling apart the Velcro, which this person, relationship, crisis, or global issue has attached itself to you or you to it. Detachment means getting some healthy distance. Social media overloads our empathy. So I use the word benevolent in referring to this necessary kind of detachment because we're not talking about cynicism or resignation. Benevolent means kindness. It means something done in love. Jesus invites us into a way of living where we are genuinely comfortable turning things over to him. And if we look in our recovery Bibles on page 1214, we are going to read Matthew 11:28 through 30. And Jesus says this, "Then Jesus said, 'Come to me, all of you who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light.'" Notice Jesus says that there is a way to live freely and lightly, okay? There is rest and peace, but we have to let him be the one to help us determine where those boundaries are, where we can control things or where we can't control things. Here's another way to look at it. We all use the Serenity Prayer in recovery, right? The Serenity Prayer says, "God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference." This prayer implies that there are always going to be people, places, and things that are either inside or outside of my boundaries. Things that I can control or change, which takes courage, and things that I can't control or change, which takes wisdom. The goal here is to put God first in all things so that peace may replace the chaos. Benevolent detachment is a tool to apply the Serenity Prayer to our lives in a way that's more than just an in-the-moment cry for help, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with if you're in a moment of crisis and you need to say the Serenity Prayer, by all means, please use that as a tool. But I think we're missing out on some advantages that we can leverage what God's given us in his word in this way through benevolent detachment, that we can really start using the Serenity Prayer in a way to define boundaries and to create healthy relationships and to remove the chaos and replace it with peace. So I'm going to give you 5 ways to start practicing benevolent detachment. The first way is set aside non-negotiable time. This means that you'll make time if you don't think you have time, okay? This step itself is setting a boundary because you're setting a time boundary in your day. My pastor says it this way: the frequency of prayer starts when you see the value of prayer. That's pretty cool. So if I value this and I really want to put this in a practice, and if I value peace because I've been living in chaos for so long, I'm going to put this into practice and I'm going to start doing it frequently. I'm going to have that non-negotiable time. The second step is use the 1-Minute Pause app or another meditation app. The 1-Minute Pause app, I'll leave a link in the description to download that. Is an app developed by John Eldredge, and it is a tool that uses helps you breathe, and it also leads you through some time of meditation and prayer, and also leads you through benevolent detachment by having you repeat certain phrases and things like that. But what I think is really cool about it is it tracks your time, and it tracks when you do this kind of stuff, and it helps you just objectively see your progress through this. So use an app. It also helps you set reminders. So that helps with number 1, is you can set reminders to make sure that that time you're reminded every day that, oh, wait, this is the boundary in my day where I step out of what I'm controlling and I give it all to God. Okay. Number 3 is verbalize it. Don't do all this stuff in your head. Use your voice and articulate what you're giving to him. The phrase in the app that he uses a lot is, "I give everyone and everything to you, God." We'll start verbalizing what those things are. I give everyone. I give my kids, my boss, my spouse, my pastor, my brother, Everybody that comes into your mind when you say, I give everyone to you, God, verbalize that to him. I give everything, my house, my finances, my health, my purpose, my desires, my recovery. I give all these things to you, God, and verbalize it. So that's step number 3. Number 4 is practice, practice, practice. Like recovery, benevolent detachment is not an event. It's a process. And so you have to continually do this. And I promise, if you set aside the time and you use the app to remind yourself and you start verbalizing and you start doing this every day, I promise you will find peace and rest in your recovery and in your life. And the last step is journal what you're doing. Journal what's going on with you and God in this time. Keep a track of progress. Keep a track of progress. It's a great way to stay engaged with the exercise, and it'll keep you excited. And you can go back and you can look and see where you started and what you've let go of and what God has replaced it with. So the 5 steps, again, are going to be: set aside non-negotiable time. Use the 1-minute pause app or another meditation tool. Verbalize it. Practice, practice, practice. And the last one is use a journal to keep track of what's going on in your life. So I hope this has been beneficial to you and that you have found a new tool to help in your recovery. Please feel free to like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone and everyone that you wish. And I will leave meeting times and locations in the description below. And I hope to see you at a meeting sometime. See you later.